Jackson.
And I'm Dylan.
And this is Wacky News.
Welcome to Wacky News. My name is Dylan. This is a podcast for kids, about kids, and presented to you by kids. My brother Jackson and I will share neat stories every week for you to discuss with your friends on the school bus, during lunch, or whenever you want.
Happy Wednesday, it's me, Jackson. Dylan and I are back with a brand new episode of Wacky News.
We sure are. We hope you are enjoying listening to Wacky News 3 times a week. It has been a lot of fun for us to record and share kid-focused news and jokes with you.
From Minecraft tournaments to monkey poop coffee to super puppies, we cover everything and anything.
And if there is a news topic you would like to hear about, go to podcastplayground.com and click on the Wacky Request line in Wacky News. You can actually record your voice and send it right to us.
We would love to hear from you. In the meantime, let's get this show on the road. Wacky News Machine, any cool news for us today?
Whoa, this story is going to be silly. Save the world, eat a cricket. If more people did their part to eat bugs and broaden their diets and not just go out and eat chicken, beef, and pork, the planet would be better off, says David George Gordon, a biologist and author of the Eat a Bug cookbook. Mr. Gordon is among a growing number of people who believe eating bugs like crickets is the next stop in our ever-changing diets. Eating insects is something that has been practiced all around the world for thousands of years. It is called entomophagy, and it is estimated that at least 2 billion people enjoy bugs as part of their regular diet.
That's like a quarter of the world's population. What kinds of bugs do they eat?
There are almost 2,000 types of insects that can be eaten that we know about.
Ew!
Some of these include beetles, caterpillars, bees, ants, termites, spiders, and like the title of today's story, crickets.
That's crazy. Why do people do it? How can eating crickets help save the world?
To begin with, a lot of scientists have done research that suggests that the usual sources of protein, cows, chickens, and pigs, will not be able to last as long as humans will need to. By the year 2050, the world population will require twice as much meat as it currently does, but the system used to produce beef is very bad for the environment, so more of it could have terrible effects.
Bad for the environment? How so? I thought farming was a good thing.
I'll give you an example. To produce only 1 pound of beef, farmers need 13 pounds of grain and between 2,500 and 5,200 gallons of water. A massive amount of land is needed for growing crops to feed the animals, as well as for the livestock to actually graze. And more than half of all the world's grains go towards feeding the animals. Also, the animals release a lot of greenhouse gases, which is a large part of global warming. Crickets, on the other hand, can be raised on food that aren't eaten by humans. They produce fewer greenhouse gas emissions, and they tend to take up a lot less room. Also, they are rich in calories and lipids, and are generally good sources of vitamins and minerals. Daniela Martin, the author of Edible, explains that with meat, you are just eating the muscle, but with insects, you are eating the whole thing. She points out, you're eating bones and organs which deliver calcium, iron, vitamin B12, and zinc. It's like if somebody ground up a whole cow.
So what do they taste like? I can't imagine that anybody's gonna run out and try them.
According to cricket eating enthusiasts, it all depends on the insect and how it is prepared. And getting over the ew factor, you might feel first. Mr. Gordon's favorite dish is barbecued grasshopper kebab served with vegetables. He says they taste like green peppers. In an interview with National Geographic News, Mr. Gordon also says that cicadas are very tasty boiled and that they taste like asparagus or a clam-flavored potato. He also claims that the best tasting insect is a waxworm.
Okay, when can I expect to open my lunchbox at school and have a bag of fried spiders to eat?
Probably not before you get out of elementary school, but it might be sooner than we think. Thanks to the nature centers, museums, and schools educating a lot of kids and parents on the benefits of eating insects, it isn't as crazy a concept in the United States as it was, say, 20 years ago. On top of that, more and more insect cookbooks and newsletters are being published, and about 12 insect festivals are held each year where attendees get to try eating all sorts of buggy dishes.
Wow, the Wacky News Machine never lets me down. That was a great news story. For pictures and video of insect entrees, plus a recipe or two, check out Wacky News show notes at podcastplayground.com. And now let's talk a little bit about our sponsor.
Music for More is a really great charity organization that launched in 2009 with the goal of helping schools that don't have enough money or instruments to offer students a music program. It's hard to believe that some schools don't even have music programs at all. Studies have proven that music helps kids in so many ways. Those ways include being more engaged in school, developing creativity, better SAT scores, increased coordination, and so much more. Music for More collects donated instruments from musicians and gives them to schools in need. They also hold a lot of special events like concerts and things to raise money for schools to improve their music programs. For more information, go to music4more.com. That's musicformore.com using just the number 4, not spelling it out.
And now it's time for Wacky Jokes! Why couldn't the pony sing himself a lullaby? Because he was a little horse.
What musical instrument is found in the bathroom? A tube of toothpaste.
What's brown and sticky? A stick. Why? What did you think I was gonna say?
Why do bananas put on sunscreen when they go to the beach? So they don't peel.
After many years, a prisoner is finally released. He runs around yelling, "I'm free, I'm free." A little kid walks up to him and says, "So what? I'm 4."
What did the number 0 say to the number 8? Nice belt. Get it? It's like the number 8 is a 0 that is all clinched in the middle.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to episode 14 of Wacky News.
As always, be sure to go to podcastplayground.com and click on Wacky News for pictures and videos from today's news story, the Wacky Words vocabulary list of harder words in this episode, and more.
And don't forget to brush your teeth to Toothy Trivia. No more rushing or brushing. There's an AM and PM episodes available every day to make brushing your teeth fast and fun.
Have a great day. We will be back on Friday with an all-new Wacky News episode and more wacky jokes. See you then!